Hey there, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to do a little dress up. We're going to make a shirt and tie, belly band, and this can be in for our journals, for a greeting card. I'm going to show you how to do that a little later. It could be used in uh, reference to weddings or a dressy dinner, anything like that, maybe graduation. We're going to have this little card. It's an 8x8 paper out of one of Tim Holtz pads. Now I'm going to use this for my pockets inside of it, and a little later we're going to get a 12x12 and cut it down to 8 1/4 tall, which will just fit in your journals if you do a journal with a regular copy page, and then 10 1/2 wide. You're also going to need a scrap piece of paper, black paper, preferably, because, dressy. So you're wanting to do a 5/8 inch strip, and I've got about 3 here. I'm probably not going to need that many, but I'll be using one to show you about the greeting card part. You might need some little buttons. I picked these little kind of blackish ones. They'll stand out really nice against this paper. And we're going to take a scrap of black. Now, I already cut these out because I tried to film this before, But anyhow, they don't have to be, they could be a perfect triangle if you wanted, a tall triangle. They could be more like an arrowhead, kind of like what I have. But all you got to do is just get in there and do you sort of a triangular design like that. Not too wide, not too skinny. That might be a little bit wide, but anyhow. And then kind of round off your tips. And that's all you have to do. Now you'll take that and copy it for the other side. So there's your tie already made. And what we're going to do is we're going to take and score our paper here. And we're going to do that at 2 3/4 and 7 3/4. So let me do that. Okay, we have our score marks inside. And then what we want to do is actually go back over and score at, and if you have a directional paper, you may want to choose which is going to be your top. But what we want to do is go down 1 3/4 on each side here and make a little mark. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to our scoreboard and we're going to score a line from here to the top of this score mark we've already made, like from here to there. And that's going to be our shirt points pointing down. Okay, I got that done. That's what they'll look like. And I lightly went around with a little bit of black soot. I didn't do that part where I folded down. Okay. And I just did that just in case, because I'm going to have a big pocket in here, but you may still see the edges. So what we want to do is fold our piece over and get our shirt all assembled like that. And you want to make sure you're overlapping. That's very important. Now you can do this with a very thin paper, which is preferable. That's what I used on this one over here. That is just like copy paper weight kind of paper. It's very thin, but it works really well, to tell you the truth, because especially if you're going to try to do a greeting card and stick it into an envelope. Okay, so this is all done. All we have to do is to put our buttons on here. And what I did on this one, these were stickers, and they're very flat, so that may be preferable to the way I'm doing it, but I still think this will go down through the belly band. So we're going to glue on our buttons, and you can just kind of choose where it did. I think I did mine every inch and a half apart. I'm going to use fabric tack to do this, so it'll glue pretty fast. You can put some thread in the middle of these to make it kind of cutesy, like the little X design. You can dress it up how you want. Ooh, I dropped that one. I want to thank everybody for coming to visit today and spend some time with me. These busy holidays, I really appreciate you taking a little time off and maybe trying to pick up an idea or two for your Christmas journals, or just to relax and sit and watch somebody else do some crazy things. All right, so that's done. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to assemble my tie. The tie is these two pieces here, which we're going to glue together. Let me get my regular glue this time. And we're going to overlap them just a tad. It depends on your like and wants on this tie. You can make it a particular shape. You can make it a particular length. You just don't want to go too long. So, you know, it fits in your page design for your journal, because I think you got what, 5.5 there. Yeah, you only have a 5.5 area, and that's how long we're going to make the strip that goes with this as well. So let me snip that off real quick. Use my little measuring guy right here. You can always trim more off later. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach. No, we're not going to attach that yet. We're going to do this part first. This is the part that goes around the middle, and I'll glue it on the back side first. Start there, and right there. Can you see it? I made like a little T, so I'm going to glue it right there. I'm going to wrap it around and fold it right there to the top of that. Fold it again and bring it back to my back again. Now we're just going to snip that part off and glue down the overlap. And that's all it is to my little tie. I do have to do some white on it to do a little shine. That'll bring it alive. It really will. All right, got that part done. Now we're going to glue it to our belly band. And we're just going to give us a big bunch of glue right there in the middle. You probably want to do a little along the length as well. I didn't think about it before, but you could make a little tuck there. But I think that the shirt tails, the shirt points would get in the way. That was the thing back in vintage days there, in the Victorian period. Those shirt points, and they pointed them up, not down. They were crazy looking. Let me get a hold of some gel pen, and I'll come back and show you how to put up little lines in this. All right, here's my jelly roll. It's a number 10. My 5 doesn't work that hot. I don't know why. But this will put a nice thick line on here for us. So you just kind of, well, I gotta get it started first. I hadn't used it for a while. Yeah, you just want to put a nice line like right there. Let me get my other one. Hang on. All right, let's try this again. Number 8. Number 8 is my magic number. It always works for me. Okay, so we're going to put a little gloss line there, a little gloss line here. We're going to do a couple little dots maybe. Another little line down here. And what you want to do is make it look like it's going with the curve of the bow tie. And that gives you the impression that it's got some movement. Oh, we got to do a little bit on our sash in the middle. And maybe a little piece there. All right. See how you think that looks. It looks like a little glossy bow tie. Okay. Now you could go over this with some glossy accents or clear embossing powder if you want it to be really shiny, but we're going to stay true to form. So this should be dry now. And what we're going to do is go inside and make our pockets. So our pocket is going to be different from this one. This one I'll show you a little bit later. But what I wanted to do is take these men here, because they sort of have those shirt points. And I thought, oh, well, that'd be kind of neat. So we're going to take and cut this off right above their heads. It needs to be, what is it? Is this the 1 7/8? No, this is the 4 7/8 wide is what it needs to be to go inside of here. I got numbers written over inside of me, but yeah, it's about 4 3/4 to 4 7/8, depending on how tight you want it to be in there. So let me get that cut and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm in here bending my pieces backward so I could get my score line darkened, because that part is still going to be seen, and I just wanted to give it a little bit of definition. Okay, and then I want to get in here and do a little bit of smudging because it's really white. I don't want it to be quite that white. So if you have anything that has to do with clothing, stitches, anything like that, that would be kind of a cute idea. If you didn't have a predestined idea for this, like, you know, the graduation or something. But I think that's good. That's good. And we got our pieces all cut out. And this was what it looked like. And I had just a few little strips left over. Not much. I didn't waste much at all. So this part is going to be our right piece over here. This is going to be our middle. And what I want to do is cut a hole punch here in the middle of the top, because it's going to be one great big pocket. The other one I did here that I'll show you in a second is got 2 rows of pockets, but I would rather have all my men together. So it's going down as one big pocket, and it'll be just like this. Now you can put stamps and stuff in here, like you'll see how I did in that one. Now this is going to be up through here, and it's going to be like a side tuck. So what we want to do, I'm looking for my ruler, sorry. What we want to do is do a little line here to mimic that fold line. And we're going to trim that off. And then that'll get glued down there. I am going to put a bit of another thumb pull in here. I hate to mess up my little words, but I can't read them anyway. So, no harm, no foul. There we go. That one's ready. Now over here, I thought I'd have an idea of doing, like you'll see in this one, I did 2 side tag pulls instead of a up and down pocket. So we're going to get in here and do let's guesstimate one there and one here. I'm not quite right on the money with those, but that's okay. Now we are going to start gluing down. Now this one, he can be over a little bit towards the score line. But what we're going to do is, see how I've got those 2 different thumb things? We're going to go right in the middle of that. Gosh, I'm shaking. I'm sorry. I still get nervous all the time. And what you'll need to do is come back in here and give yourself little tags to go in it. You don't want them to be too big. That's why I gave enough room to the right side there. Am I in frame? I'm always wanting to go over. I don't quite know why. Okay, put that one in here. Just free of the score line. We don't want to hinder that any. Put that down. We're going to put our big pocket down. And you can go in here with some score tape, double-sided tape, and secure this if you'd prefer. People have different ways they like to secure their items, but different ways of adhering has different effects. I'm not too sure score tape is good in all instances because it's not that strong. If you have any stress being put on anything, like a fold or something like that, it's going to hinder it. I'm going to pinch it just a little bit so I've got a little bit of a gap there. I don't want to fight that thing later on. Alright, I'll go in here and smudge up this edge a little. I still got some paper showing from my bad cutting instrument over there. I think I need to change the blade. I'm bad mouthing it, and it's probably not its fault. I hope everyone survived Thanksgiving. Anytime I get through a holiday, I'm happy. These things wear me out. I did so much cooking. I don't think I've cooked since then. I just burn out. Burn out. But it was good. It was good to get together with family and get to visit and have a good time. All right. This little guy is together. He is together. Now what I'm going to show you next, I'm going to get my little strips back over here. Now if you wanted to do a greeting card, you're going to have to cut this off a little bit to make it fit in your 5x7. But you don't have to do anything to your width. I think the width is fine. You always want to experiment though. But the way this will go on a journal page is like this. And you're just going to glue these two little points right here on each side. It turned out cute. I like those little black buttons with it. But if you wanted to do this for a greeting card, so it's be able to send and everything, I think you could get in there and do this. You could wrap that around. Whoops. Wrap that around like that. Cut those extra little pieces off. And see, it's a wrap. And all they have to do is pull that down off of their card and be able to open it. Oh, and look what's inside. Okay. So what I've done to this one, it is made with this gorgeous little 8x8 from the Tim Holtz thing. There was only one of them. But I also have stamps that has hats and the shirt point collar, so I went to town with that. Also, I had something, little snippets or something that had that little shirt in it. I also had this little thing about hair cutting. Of course, that went along with this. See, it's got the little shirt points. Men's fine dress shirts. I love that. That went perfectly in this thing. I sure wish there was more. And then over here, I've got these two little side pockets. And this one's got something about men's and boys' clothing. And then this one here was just something. I couldn't find too much to go with this theme. But I did have the trunks, traveling bags that went with some of these hats. I also had some threads. Well, I hope that you will give me a like if you saw something that you liked today and thought that other people might be able to be interested in it. It would help me so much if you like, and it helps Facebook know that it needs to be shared. Everyone have a great day, and I hope you get to making these and have a fun job at it. Thank you.